Greetings to everybody. Welcome to another Q&A meeting where we discuss the practice of meditation as taught by the Buddha, and also the practice of morality and charity. If you have any questions, please send them in one at a time. Please be brief and precise. If this is your first time, please also let me know where you come from. I don't know if any one of you can hear me now or not, because on my screen it doesn't say how many people has entered watching this live broadcast. So I'm just in the dark right now. I guess there's someone, because Swante is the first person to send in the comment. Sadhu, sadhu. Please let me know how's the audio and visual also. Is everything okay? I shall start reading your comment and question. Swante, sadhu, sadhu. Dui tapa, sadhu, sadhu. Nandapat, namaskaran with my respect. Greeting from Ubon Nachthani. Sound and video are clear. Thank you. Bilim Suki Hontu Ajahn, sadhu. Cornell Tenali, Wandani Ajahn from Indonesia. Meal on meditation, clear video and audio. Thank you. Bilim, all good. Mante, audio and visual. Thank you. Valaiporn, กราบนมัสการท่านอาจารย์ Wish ท่านอาจารย์ health and long life. The sound is okay. Thank you. Savante, thanks Ajahn, very clear. Thank you. We are on meditation. There are 17 people watching now. Thank you. Somehow on my screen it doesn't say how many people is watching. I'm not sure what's wrong. Shirley Cole, sadhu, sadhu. Chris, Leon, sadhu, sadhu. Kenneth Tankibok, greetings Ajahn, may you be well and happy. Thank you. Metalo, sadhu, sadhu. Pat Choi Chong, sadhu, sadhu. Long Lin Lin, sadhu, sadhu. Kachanila Action. Namaste, Venerable Ajahn. I have a question. Is it possible to enlarge life by doing good karma, like giving medicine, food, and giving life, or rejoicing in others, saving lives? Is it possible to enlarge life? You mean, is it possible to extend life, to live longer? It may be possible if you do good and avoid doing bad karma. This can help extend life. But I think it's more about the quality of life. When you do good karma, it will make your life happier and less sadness, less stress. But as far as the length of one's life, there are many factors that can affect the length of one's life. So I cannot really say that by do good karma only will lengthen one's life. It probably does. It's one of the factors, but there are many other factors that can shorten one's life also, like accident. If something happened accidentally, then one can die suddenly. So I can only say that it is partially possible to extend your life by doing good karma and avoid doing bad karma. But there are many other factors that can shorten one's life also. ขวัญปทุมนภาสาธุสาธุเมธนีวงศ์พยะโยธินสาธุสาธุ Adeline Chin, good afternoon, Thanajan. Good afternoon to you. Saying greetings, Rajan, and everyone. Thank you. Cornel Kennedy, Wandami Ajahn. Why woman is born woman? How true is it that woman has no defilement? As far as defilement, that is not true. Men and women has more or less the same defilement. Some may have more and some maybe have less, but not because they are woman or man. It depends on their past karma. If they accumulate more defilement, they will have more defilement in this lifetime. If they decreases the defilement in their past life, then they will have less defilement in this lifetime. So it's not the gender or the sex, it's the amount of defilement one accumulated or diminished in one's past life. Sarah Sam, Satu Satu. Faccio Sabria Ichtama, Satu. John Louis, dear Bhante, when one attains the stage of Sotapanna, can black magic or evil spirits still harm him? Thank you. I don't know about harming him physically, but they cannot harm his mind. His mind is protected by the Dhamma, Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. But as far as the body, his body cannot be protected by any type of harm or danger. If it's time for his body to suffer sickness or death, there is no protection for Sotapanna regarding the body. But the mind of a Sotapanna will not be affected, will not be hurt by the sickness or death of the body. Helen Pam PH, good morning from Norway. Wishing you a good health. Thank you. Chompu MTR Satu, Sylvia Scott Tadis, hello to you Sylvia. Mudita, good morning Ajahn. I have prepared flash drives containing your Mountain Dhamma talks, and I'm going to Pattaya in 2 weeks. May I give them to you at this time, or should I wait until you return to give the afternoon Dhamma talk? It's up to you. You can do whatever you like, whenever you like. Chin Vivian V, Satu Satu. Burarin Yot Prasad, Satu. Lim Chin Lee, Satu. Koe Lin Siam, Satu. John Louis, thank you Bante, Satu. Cecilia Wong, Satu Satu, Thanajan. May you be well and happy always. Thank you. Christine, Koe, may TA be well and happy. Thank you. The body of the noble disciples are the same like the body of ordinary people. They are still subjected to aging, sickness, and death. But their mind is protected by the Dhamma that they have attained to. Every noble disciple is not afraid of death or sickness or old age. But the body still is subjected to aging, sickness, and death. But the mind of the noble disciple is not affected, is not afraid to get old, get sick, or die. Kim Boon Chu, Satu Satu. Joanne Lim Chui Ian, good afternoon Ajahn. Thank you for your teaching. My mindfulness is still very weak. I will try to follow what you have taught us. May Ajahn be well and healthy. Thank you. Enilam Satu. What is next? Ui Po Hua, Satu Satu. Supa Barua, Mandami Pante, Satu Satu. Supa Barua, Supa Barua. Sally Chi, may Ajahn be well and healthy. Thank you. Looks like very quiet today. Everybody seems to be happy and quiet, which is okay. Not to have any question in the mind is one of the blessings. To be free from doubt, especially doubt of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. To have total faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha as the teachers who can deliver us, who can lead us away from suffering, from mental suffering, who can lead us out of samsara, the rounds of the endless cycles of rebirth. Wherever there is birth, there will be aging, sickness, and death. Our life is a set menu, not an a la carte menu. Everybody who enter this restaurant of samsara will be given the same set menu, that of aging, sickness, and death. We cannot choose the menu in this restaurant of samsara. We all have the same set menu, whether we are rich or poor, powerful or powerless. We are given the same set menu of aging, sickness, and death. We cannot choose a la carte menu, where we can choose a long life, no sickness. This is not possible. This is the way it is with this restaurant, Samsara restaurant. We are all given the same set menu. Tan Siu Hong, thank you, Pante. May you be well and happy. Sadhu, sadhu. Kachanila Action. Namaste, Venerable Ajahn. What is the correct way to become popular in Buddhism? Get in counteract bad fame. Yes, one has to be loving and kind toward all beings. And one must be truthful. Never tell any lies. Only tell the truth. Being metta, having metta or loving kindness means that one has to forgive everybody who might have done something wrong to you. And you have to help people if they are in need of help, and if you can help them. And you must share what you have, share your happiness and wealth with other people. Then you will be loved by everybody. One of the benefits one gets from having loving kindness or metta is that one will be popular with people and devas, with beings and with human and non-humans. Even the devas will love you and will protect you. So practice metta or loving kindness. Then you will reap, I think, 10 benefits from this practice. And one of them is that you will be loved by other people, human and non-human. And you will be protected. And you will not be harmed by anybody. So this is the practice in Buddhism, is the practice of loving kindness or metta. Search in the internet and you'll find the benefits of metta, 10 of them, I think. And one of them is that you will be loved by everybody, including the angels or the devas. Chayanti Yamada, good morning, Prajan. Good morning to you. Yindana, Thailand, Sadhu. Juliana Wu, Sadhu. Chanchila Action, thank you, Venerable Ajahn. May you be well and healthy and have a long life. You are welcome. Mudita, I think about stop working within this year, but I am not sure if I should work and earn more money first, because the economy is not so good this year. Is this not a defilement? Yes, it is a defilement. You should think that, who knows, when you die? You can die before the economy get better anyway. So if you think you can practice, you think you should start doing the practice. Because the practice will be the one who will save you and protect you and support you. If you can do good practice, you can live frugally, you can live like a beggar, and you will not be sad or be hurt by living as a beggar. So I think you should concentrate on your practice more than worrying about the economy. Because if you do this, you will never be able to move forward. You only move forward with your practice. The more you practice, the stronger your mind will be. And the less your mind will be affected by the bad going on of the world. Regardless of whether it's good economy or not, whether you live comfortably or not, this will not hurt your mind if your mind is strong with equanimity. So I think you should concentrate more on practicing than worrying about the economy or about the saving that you might save. Who knows, you might die in a few days' time from now, and all your saving will be useless to you. But if you concentrate on your practice, then your practice will make your mind stronger, will make your mind higher, more noble as you practice, closer to becoming a noble disciple. So I would say concentrate, do on the practice. If you already have some money to support you, spend those money first, and then worry about it later. But if your practice is good and moving forward, you'll rely less on your money because you can live under any condition if you have a strong mind. Alvin Lee, good morning,ท่านอาจารย์ Thanks for your Dhamma teaching. Sadhu, sadhu. Marcus Yusuf, if I pronounce your name wrong, you are short. Is there a simple practice I can do every night on my bed just before I close my eyes to sleep? Yes, you just watch your breathing. Watch your breath at the tip of your nose. Watch it going in and coming out. Just watch it at the same spot and be aware of your breath coming in and going out. And not being distracted by your thought. Don't think about any other thing. Just keep watching your breath only. Then you can fall asleep easily. Terry Shi, good morning. Soon afternoon in Thailand.ท่านอาจารย์ Suchart. Wishing you lots of good health, happiness, and well-being for a long, long life. Very grateful for all the true Dhamma teaching, ท่านอาจารย์ Sadhu, sadhu. I believe everyone on this Facebook session loves ท่านอาจารย์ tremendously, and with lots of metta and karuna for ท่านอาจารย์ and all sentient beings. Thank you very much, ท่านอาจารย์ We love you as a true Dhamma teacher. Words are just never enough to stress the abundance of love a Dhamma learner has in the heart. Thank you. Tilda Latio, Sadhu, sadhu. Mudita, thank you for your teaching. It is very clear. You're welcome. I have a few students who have finally quit their job and start doing meditation full time. I think a few became a mechi and putting on white robe and shave their heads and concentrate on their practice. Once you are happy with meditation, you don't need to have money to buy happiness with. You only use money to pay for the four requisites of living, and you can do it cheaply. If you practice more, then you will advance more in your practice. Your mindfulness will be more continuous, and your mind will be much stronger with equanimity. Your mind will be more contented. So you feel that you need less and less as far as the the physical pleasures are concerned, because you are happy inside with Dhamma, and it makes you seek no physical comfort. You can live under any type of physical situation. It won't bother you if you have to miss a meal or two, or sleep on the floor, or something like that. Sleep anywhere, eat anything. If you are happy inside with your meditation practice. So I think once you have advanced in your practice, then the other thing, the physical pleasure, become useless, become not necessary, because you have inner happiness or spiritual happiness. Catherine Poor, Sadhu Sadhu, Anumodami, Mahajan. Thank you. So if you want to go on this path, you have to start now. Start as soon as possible, because time waits for no one. We don't know when our time will be up. So better start doing it now. This is the best time to start, because we have Buddhism, we have Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha to teach us. If we should die now, and if we return the next time, there might not be Buddhism left on this earth for us to follow. And that will be difficult. It's like walking blindly. It's better to have sunlight or be able to see. It's better to walk in the sunlight rather than walk in the darkness. Buddhism is like the light of Dhamma, the light that will show us the path to the cessation of suffering, to the cessation of cycle of rebirth, to the liberation out of samsara. Without Buddhism, we'll be in the dark, and we won't know which way to go. So if you're really interested in following the teaching of the Buddha, now is the time to do it fully, completely. Don't wait, don't procrastinate, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. If you can do it now, start doing it. Do it as much as possible. Terishi, dear Ajahn, before I go to a path, Swan Lin Yong, Sadhu, Sadhu. Terishi, dear Ajahn, if one has much love for one's parents, but he has the thought for renunciation, is then he considered unfilial, although he is clear in what he desires to pursue until his last breath. He does not hold any material things there, and not even have much feelings toward money. So he just go forth, because life is uncertain, and death is certain. He is in a crossroad, for what Bhante said is so very true. We are born now with fortune. He is in a crossroad for what Pante said is so very true. We are born now with fortune that the Buddha's teaching is still alive, and we are already in contact. To go forward doesn't mean you are not being unfilial. You can still help your father and mother if they need help. The Buddha allowed monks to feed their father and mother from the alms food that they collected. So if they should need a place to stay, you can take them and stay with you in the temple and feed the food that you get from Bintabata. So if you can go forth, you should do so. And because your parents can take care of themselves, think about this. If you should die today accidentally, what will happen to your parents? They will have to somehow survive, right? And no matter how they survive, good or bad, sooner or later they will all have to die anyway. Think of it like this, then you will feel okay to go forth. But once you go forth, you can be, once you become enlightened, you will be very well supported, and you can support your parents very well, and you can also teach them the Dhamma teaching, and might help them become enlightened also. Look at the Buddha, for example. Once he became enlightened, he taught his parents and his relatives, and many of them became enlightened also. Pataraporn Bosuk, Satu Satu, Pasi Chung, Satu Satu. You have to think about going forth as like going to a university. You go to study, and you don't study forever. You can finish your degree, and then you can come back and work and support other people. Same way with Buddhism. You don't study all of your life. The Buddha said if you attend this university, you can graduate within 7 days, 7 months, or 7 years. So there's a time limit to your practice. And once you have graduated, then you can do benefits for other people. You can do benefits for your father and mother. You can take care of them, look after them. This is like going away temporarily to study your Dhamma teaching. Once you have graduated, then you can come back and help other people, teach your Dhamma to other people, make them become enlightened. Terishi, Satu, Satu, thank you, Ajahn. There is no reason to stop you from going forth, from practicing the teaching of the Buddha. The only reason or cause that will stop you from studying and practicing the Buddha's teaching is your own defilement. That's all. Your delusion, your greed and your hate. Your defilement is the one that is the main obstacle to the practice of the Buddha's teaching. Not anything else. Nothing is considered to be obstacle. And following the teaching of the Buddha is not considered to be a bad karma either. It's good karma. It's the highest good karma that one can do for oneself. Karin Kaur, Satu, Satu. Look at Buddhism in this lifetime. For us, it's like the last train. If we don't take this train, we have to walk. And it's going to take a long time for us to reach our destination walking. Right now we have a train we can catch. Why not get on board right now, before it's too late? before the train leaves the station, because this will be the last train for us. Once we die, there won't be another train like this for a long time. Then we will just have to do our walking instead of riding comfortably on the train. Karin Kaur, good afternoon, Ajahn. Sadhu, sadhu. What stopped you from practicing the teaching of the Buddha? What you do now is only for this world, for your. Once your body dies, then everything that you have earned or accumulated will be all lost. You cannot take anything with you. But with the practice of the Buddha's teaching, you can take all what you have practiced with you. If you practice charity, you will have charity with you. If you practice morality, you will have morality with you. If you practice samadhi, you will have samadhi with you. If you practice wisdom or vipassana, you will have vipassana with you. You can take all of these things with you and help you move closer toward enlightenment, if you are not enlightened now in this lifetime. So you should concentrate more on the things that you can take with you, not on the things that you cannot take with you. You cannot take your family with you. You cannot take your children with you. You cannot take your parents with you. And you cannot help them either. But with the Dhamma in your mind, established in your mind, you can use this Dhamma to help them, to make them free from suffering. So if you really consider the cost benefit, then the best investment is in the Dhamma practice, not in making money, not being famous, not being powerful or anything like that. These are only temporary possessions, and they do nothing for your mind. They cost more dependent on your mind on this thing. They make your mind become weaker and weaker. The more you rely on money, wealth, on people and things, your mind will become weaker and weaker. But if you rely on Dhamma, your mind will be stronger and stronger, and you will become less dependent on other people and things. Eventually, you won't need anybody or anything to rely on, because you can rely on yourself 100%. So I think this is more important, is to follow the teaching of the Buddha, not to go after the worldly possession that you are doing right now. Anura Gamala, dear Ajahn, thank you for your teaching. You're welcome. Anura Gamala, dear Ajahn, thank you for your great teaching and guidance. If 5 khandhas have the 3 characteristics, then the 5th khandha, vijnana, consciousness, should also be impermanent. Anicca, is this correct? Yes, it's anicca in the sense that it's changing, but it doesn't disappear. It remains with the mind, which is permanent. One of the condition or nature of the mind, or the ability of the mind, is to have vijnana. But this vijnana keeps shifting from what it is contact when the eyes or the internal organs come into contact with the external objects. Then the vijnana keeps shifting, changing from one set of sensual objects to another set of sensual objects. But vijnana is also permanent, it's part of the mind which is permanent. Permanent in the sense that it doesn't disappear. like other things. They are not sankhara, they are not compounded things, but they keep changing due to the contact that they come into contact with, keep changing all the time. So don't worry about the four namakandas, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. They go with the mind, the knowing element. They are part of the knowing element. They never disappear. Wherever there is a knowing element, there is also the four namakandas. But not the rupa kanda. The rupa kanda belongs to the four elements of earth, water, wind, and fire. This they separated. The body will eventually fall apart and separated into the four elements. Yes, the four namakandas go on to the next birth, but with a new rupa kanda. The present rupa kanda will fall apart and return to the four elements separately. But when with rebirth, the knowing element with the with the same four namakandas will reconnect with a new rupa kanda. Marcus, you saw, Sadhu, Master Ajahn, what the basic scriptures a beginner can use to study about the Buddha's teaching, and what are the essential message of that scriptures. I think there are many scriptures, but I think it's easier to read some books that will summarize the teaching of the Buddha. Search for the book, What is Buddhism? What is Theravada Buddhism? I think this is more clearly. It can give you a brief summary of the Buddha's teaching for beginner. Search what is Theravada Buddhism, or search what is Buddhism, and then you'll find the basic teaching of the Buddha summarized in these books. They are very small booklet which tells you exactly the nutshell of Buddhism. If you go to the scripture, they don't contain this type of information. They have the various teaching of the Buddha at various times, and it might not be suitable for beginners. So I think I would recommend you search for the word, what is Buddhism, or what is Theravada Buddhism. Theravada tradition is the tradition that is being practiced in Thailand, in Sri Lanka, in Burma, in Cambodia and Laos, for instance. Good evening, Sadhu. James Ong, greetings Ajahn, greetings to you. May all beings be happy, thank you. Andy Lam, Sadhu. Hui Hong Lo, Sadhu. Michael Saw, Sadhu. Terry Shi, very thank you, Tanajan. Please have a long life, Tanajan. The heart settles down after hearing Tanajan's explanation. Thank you so much for being a true Dhamma warrior, Tanajan. Sandy Lim, good day, Ajahn. Many thanks for guiding us in the Dhamma. You're welcome. Catherine Wynn, Sadhu. Here's someone recommending you to a website called Access to Insight.org. Terry Shi. Ayi Namaskar Tanajan. Thank you. Hong Bi Chin. Bye. Goodbye. Okay, see you next time. Anurad Kamala, thank you Ajahn. That means Namakanda would be carried on to one's next life with his/her Dhamma learnings in the previous life. Is this the correct view? That's right. And all the good and bad karma as well. All the bad karma that you used to do, you will take it with you. All the good karmas that you have done, you will also take it with you. That's why the Buddha said the karma belongs to you. Whatever karmas you do, you have to own it. It's part of you. It becomes part of you. If you practice metta, metta will follow you. If you practice cruelty, cruelty will follow you. Hong Bi Chin. Viewing, thank you, Mom. You're welcome. Jab Navinda. How should I properly approach the ayah in America? I am not used to and don't know how to properly interact with the ayah. I'm not sure what do you mean by ayah. If you mean Buddhist monk, you just say venerable sir or something like that. Ayah. This is the first time I heard the word ayah, so I cannot answer your question correctly. Your Yohanali, dear Tanajan, the four khandhas are with the mind. Then what makes it different? It's enlightened. Then what makes it different in enlightened beings, having pure four khandhas that are free from defilement? Why the unenlightened yet not pure four khandhas? Can I see it like that? The four khandhas are like an automobile, see, while the defilement is like a driver. If your defilement drive the four khandhas, then it will drive the four khandhas towards samsara. But if the driver is Dhamma, enlightened Dhamma, then the enlightened Dhamma will drive the four namakanda out of samsara. So that's why you have to replace the driver of the khandhas. You have to replace the defilement with the Dhamma. Once you have the Dhamma as the driver of the khandhas, then the Dhamma will drive the khandha out of samsara toward Nibbana. Anandati, Satu Satu. Ryan Honda. Good afternoon, Prajan. Question number 1. Are we born because of our craving, greed, hatred, and delusion? Yes. Our greed and hatred cause our mind to go attached to a new body. Once this body dies, then this craving will then push our mind, force our mind, drive our mind toward a new body. Question number 2. In daily life, can I practice mindfulness by watching my breath, Bhutto, and Kaya Kata Sati concurrently? Life is not easy. No, you should practice one or the other. You can practice Bhutto, 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 and you can be watching your body movement. You should only watch your breath when you're sitting down and not doing anything else, because the breath is very difficult to watch when you are doing things, when your body is moving around. Reserve watching your breath when you sit and meditate. Other time, you can use watching your body movement or recite the mantra Bhutto, Bhutto. Tony, dear Tanajan, good afternoon. As I understand, the food dana offer which can keep for 7 days and which are not. As I understand, the food dana offer which can keep for 7 days and which are not. No food, if they are cooked food, they have to be consumed get rid of by after midday. We cannot keep the food after midday if they are cooked food. But if they are uncooked food which we can be stored, then we can keep as long as possible, but not by ourselves. We have to let our supporter, our disciple, keep them. And when we need them, then they will then offer it to us later on. But we cannot keep any food personally inside our dwellings in our house. All the food that we collect from Bintabada will have to be given away or being kept or stored by someone else. Is it if the food have not been offered to any monk of that monastery and just kept by the monastery worker or kaya, kapiya? So is it the food can be kept for next day? Hope that Ajahn can explain it so I will not do wrong. Dana food offer, thank you. Like I say, if they are cooked food and if you offer to the monk, then the monk cannot keep it for 7 days, cannot keep it forever. After midday, all the food that the monk has received has to be given away, not be kept. The only food that can be kept are the uncooked food, and they must not be offered to the monk, but be given to the disciple of the monks, the supporter of the monk, or what you call kapiya, to keep it for the monks. And when the monks need them, then the kapiya will then offer them to the monks. Tony Yip, Sanajan, can fruits keep for 7 days? No, they're like other food. The food can be kept for as many days, but must not be offered to the monk. Meaning the monk cannot accept by hand of this fruit. If you keep it with someone else and tell the monk that if you need this fruit, this someone will give it to you. See, the monk cannot possess or keep any fruits or food. The monk can only keep it for the time when they are eating it. Once they finish eating, then they have to give them up. If they want to have it kept for more days, they cannot accept it right away. It has to be given to someone else to look after. So I hope you understand. Tony Yip, Thanajan, okay, I read this. Anurag Amala, thank you for very clear answer, Thanajan. You're welcome. So if you have some fruits or food that can be kept for many days, and if you want the monks to be able to use it later on, then you don't offer it directly to him. You put it somewhere and tell the monk that this is the food that you want the monks to have later on. And the monk, they will then ask one of the kapiya to keep it for the monks. Pamsa JW, Namaskaran Pajaan. Okay, we have about 4 minutes left. So if you have any question, you can still send it in right now. If you haven't started typing your question, then I would say that you wait until the next time, because I won't have the time to reply to your question today. But if you're in the process of typing your question now, please continue on doing it and send it to me. See, the Buddha doesn't want monks to accumulate food or anything. The Buddha wants the monks to only have what is essential. Keep what's essential. What is not essential, the monks, the Buddha doesn't want the monks to have any to keep it, because it can be a burden. It can be an obstacle to the meditation practice if you have to come and look after your possession. So the Buddha wants the monk to have the minimum of possession, only the real essential ones, like robes and bowl, baking bowl, and razor, blades to shave the head with, and needle and thread to fix the rope when it tears, and something like this, something very simple. Then there will be no burden to go look after them. Then the monk will be free to do their meditation practice. So meditation practice is really the most important thing for a monk, and everything else is not so important. Just have enough to exist. Don't have any more, because the more you have, then the more things to look after. The more time wasted on things non-essential. Better spend on meditation. Free your mind from suffering. Stop rebirth. When you die, you cannot take anything with you anyway. So I have so many things for. I have billions of dollars for. When you die, you don't take anything with you. You don't take your billion of dollars with you. You only take your good and bad karma with you. You take your meditation with you. You take your wisdom with you. You take your mindfulness with you. But everything else, you don't take it with you. You don't take your family with you. You don't take your possession with you. So don't accumulate things that you cannot take it with you. Accumulate only things that you can take it with you. This is my advice for today. And I think it's about time for me to stop this meeting, because we are just running out of time. Thank you for your participation. I hope this meeting will help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, keep practicing the Buddha's teaching. And if all goes well, I will see you again at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.